everyone, thank you for joining me. So I'm back on the potato field. As you can see, the potatoes are growing nicely in the background there, and I've got this patch that's over here. I've just had 8 days in Denmark with the family, with Joss and Catherine and Joe, and this is my first outing after that. And of course I had to forget something, didn't I? And it's the sodding boots. I forgot my boots. It's been tipping down here, so this may be a very short visit because the only thing I've got to drive back in will be my trainers, which would have been lovely and dry if I'd have brought my boots. So we'll have to see how we go. I will try and do some footage, but if it does start tipping down again, then as happened in the other field, you just get covered in mud and I can't get my phone out, so we'll see how we go. Anyway, let's get cracking and see what we can find. So guys, I found my first signal, which was aluminium. It was a beautiful signal though, really nice and clear, and I just uncovered it and then the heavens opened. I've had to run for the car. In fact, my detector's still out in the field. So I've just looked at the weather forecast on the phone and it's updated and it's saying it's going to be raining for another possible hour. I don't know what to do, to be honest. You know, I really want to get on the field and find some stuff, but I've got a waterproof, but as I say, I haven't got my boots, so I can't change into anything if my trainers get absolutely bloody soaked. But I think the clouds are clearing a bit, so I might dash out and do a bit more. Okay guys, so I thought I'd do a live kind of dig. This is reading 61, 65. I don't know where it is. I know it's in here somewhere, and this is where I'll show my prowess with a pinpointer. Let me just take my other glove off. Right, let's try again. So, where are you? It was up here, wasn't it? So it's supposed to be reading the coin size. This is so difficult. I need 3 hands for this. Everybody can do it the way. Okay guys, so we should have another coin here. Get the Garrett out. It was reading 65. So we're going to locate it. I don't think it's that's just a rock. So it's over here now. I moved it. Down here somewhere. Can you see? Is that a coin? Is that a coin? Is that a coin? I can't tell. It could be a button. Could be a button. It's a button. Oh well. Button's good. Let me just clean it off, see if we can find any detail on it. So there it is, guys, a nice little Tomback button. I don't know whether there's any detail on that. I can't quite make anything out. If we look at the back where the shank would have gone, we can try and get that dated because of the way the shank's attached to the back of it. So I'll give that a go sometime. But still a nice find. That will go in my button collection. As I say, I will try and see if there's any detail on there. It may be that I'm just seeing what do you call it, just seeing dirt and whatever that's creating a pattern. So yeah, right, on to the next hole. Okay guys, so this gave off a really nice signal, too low for a coin, but it was a nice steady signal, so I thought I'd dig it. And it looks like a little winder, whether that's 2 o'clock or another piece of machinery like a clocking machine or something like that. But that is really cool. That is a really nice little find. I'm hoping to clean it up a bit better before I put it on my find shelf, but that is really nice. Okay guys, so let's do a wrap up of my visit to the field today. Sorry about the loss of the footage where I found the coin. You'll see it in the interesting bits that I managed to get today. Yeah, I switched the camera off to sort 1 or 2 things out and then forgot to switch the camera back on. So, idiot. I think you saw me pull that out. And then we got some aluminium here. Found some more of this like brass or whatever that looks like it may be a cylinder off a cartridge of some sort. The car I found the other day, I think was it the last video? This is another part of it. Unfortunately I broke it, but it looks like it's the door jamb for where the doors fit onto the car. More aluminium, a rusty old bolt. This I thought was copper, but looking at it now it looks more lead and it feels quite heavy as well, but yeah, so that's that. So that was all the stuff that was oh, I found a pen, or part of a pen. So that was all the stuff that's pretty much trash from this particular visit. So let's go and have a look at the decent stuff. Okay guys, I thought we'd do something a bit different than what I usually do, and I'd show you the items one at a time. So the first item, possibly, is it the least the least interesting out of the lot, is this 1.177 cartridge. As you can see, it's got a H on it. We've had one of these before. Hanaday, I think, is the company, from the USA, Minnesota, I think it is. So yeah, I found another one of those. On to the next thing. There was this item that you saw me dig up, which I think now is a clock winder. Interestingly, the I don't know what you would call this, where you basically hold it to turn the mechanism. It only folds one way, so I think, you know, that may be on purpose for some reason. So that was a nice little find, an unusual find. I was quite happy with that. Next one was this flat button. Now on the video I said that it was Tomback. It's not a Tomback because it's not the right metal. The Tomback actually refers to the metal used, and if you recall from my previous videos where I did find one, it had like a silver shine to it. Well, this one obviously hasn't got that, so this isn't a Tomback. I can't make out any detail on the front. However, if I flip it over, you can see there's a bit of circular detail going on the back. This button dates to around the 1790s, early 1800s, so quite an old button really. It's, again, you can go online, and how the shank is attached to the back of the button gives you an idea of date. So this one hasn't got a huge blob of solder or whatever to keep the shank on there. It's very fine. So I think that is, as I say, a 1780s, 1800s. I might try and do some more investigation, see if anybody else has found a button with this design on the back. So to the star of the show, and the one that I completely messed up in the video. You can see that I'm looking for this, and it was going to be my first kind of reveal of a coin, other than that 10p that I just pushed out of the soil because it was on the surface. But I was having so much trouble locating it that when I switched the camera off to try and get a better perspective, I forgot to switch it back on. I was over the moon when I found this. This is it's not in, you know, absolutely perfect condition, but it's in the best condition I found a coin of this age, like a penny of this age, whilst metal detecting. I found that Victoria Bunhead one, but you couldn't really make out any detail on that. Whereas with this one, you can see that it's 1 penny, it's 1912, and if I flip it over, we can see that it's George V, who reigned from 1910 to 1936. Now, there's detectorist that I watch avidly. John is a Scottish detectorist, and he basically taught me the kings and queens of England from Elizabeth II all the way down to well, let's say George I, because every time he found a coin, he would give you the dates that he would, off the top of his head, give you the dates of their reign, and he would give you a bit of information about them. Now, his reference for George V is Gorgeous George, and I may use that. I think it's down to the to this bust on the coins, where he just looks quite regal and things like that. More so on better coin that's in better quality than this. But when I found this coin, I noted it was 1912, so that's 2 years before the First World War. But there was something about the date 1912 that was stuck in my head, and I couldn't fathom it until a bit later. And then I realised it's the date of my year, well, it's the year of my nan's, when my nan was born. So it was quite... So it was quite a bit poignant finding, if you like, the first coin that I could actually identify other than modern coins. It was quite special, really, once I realised that. Right, let me just grab all the good items together. So not a bad hunt, really, apart from screwing up with the camera work. I must try harder. I certainly will be looking at the record button on the video on the phone in future to make sure it is bloody recording. Thanks ever so much for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. I hope you are all well. Look after yourselves, please, and I'll catch up with you soon.